We are multidimensional beings. We own many bodies and dimensions that we use in this plane. These bodies, they are developed in different ways in each one of ourselves. So everybody is different. And that is what gives us our personality. Your bodies grow and keep changing all the time depending in your evolution. We have talked about this 5 bodies. Let's see how they relate to each other and yourself. How to use your bodies to see beyond where you already are looking into. You can elevate your thought beyond your intellect, beyond thought itself. Or you can stay alone by yourself with your thoughts there stuck wherever you are. You choose how to handle these bodies. Namaskar, my friends. Here, Devadatta from Dallas. Welcome to another session of Tupodercuatico. Thought, energy, matter, through that field of light that emanates everything. Stream of consciousness. It's all tied up together. That totally of your I am, feeds on the substance of that thought that originates from the stream of consciousness. So everything comes from that universal consciousness. Our bodies are totally connected. The human being exists in 5 different koshas or levels of consciousness, all of them connected. The physical, the mental, the emotional, knowledge and wisdom, and the spiritual. We're going to talk a little bit about each other today. Our body. Our body is the first of the layers that shape the human being, the human shape, the human form. It is the self, the temporary mobile. It's like the temporary transport that we have on this plane for your spirit. The spirit moves through that body. We live, we experience, we feel our sensations, good, nice, bad, happy, sad. And all those sensations are they're more like messages from the other bodies. The mental body. This is kind of a set of beliefs, of thoughts, of patterns, or ego. You perceive your world, you perceive the world, what's going on around you, according to your thoughts, your individual consciousness, your intellect and your ego. They're all linked by time, and they perceive it in the sequences of past, present, and future. Everything that happens and that had happened in your sensory world, in your world, goes to the intellect so that you can visualize possibilities for your future. This is kind of the interpretation of the bad, the good, the positive, the negative. This code wakes you up, guides you, shakes you, manages your energy. What you think is what you attract. What you believe, it's what you co-create. That's why really, really pay attention to what you believe. The emotional, energetic body is where your electromagnetic field lives. It's your aura. It's what you can see your aura. There are like kind of a photographic machines that will shoot and they will get your aura. You can feel the aura of a person. As soon as they get inside the room, you feel them. And your aura is very important because your aura is directly connected to the mind of God. God as everything. God as the all, not the everything, the source. So being in touch with everything, you're immersed in that flow of a universal consciousness, with all knowledge, with God, with everything. And with this aura, you attract different other magnetic energies. You attract them or you push them away. And this aura is kind of a, even if you cannot see it, you can feel it. It's about 5 centimeters off your body. And inside this aura is where the 7 primary centers work. Those are the chakras, the first 7 chakras, the chakras of energy. Besides those, we have another 100 secondary chakras. And then we have all those nadis. The nadis are the kind of, I love the nadis. The nadis are like energetic veins. Instead of blood, we have energy inside those veins. And there are more than 72,000, imagine that. So the purpose of this energy body is the energy for action, to create, gives you the creativeness to invent, to be happy. It is your individual conscious and your mental and psychic energy. Then we jump to the body of knowledge and wisdom. And in this layer, in this coat, in this body, we find our past, our future, our parallel lives. It is kind of the superior and divine knowledge. And you do have to reconnect yourself. So you start remembering who you really are and also what you really can do. To be able to see all this again. To be able to return to your true self. This is the layer, the coat, the body that creates the different moods, the emotions, and our feelings. And it represents the way that you react, the way that you express yourself, the way that you love. And we get to this 5th coat, this 5th body, the spiritual body, which I think is the most important. This is really the coat, the layer of ecstasies that connects with the source, with the everything, with God. Imagine just the word ecstasies means so much, says so much. It is the purest light in each of our bodies, in each of our single cells. This is the transcendental dimension of the human being, where there is no time, where there is no space, where there is no individuality. So in a word, in that space of no space, we're perfect. It's that void that I always say, go back, it's like you're falling into this space of no space, into this infinite space filled of nothingness and of everything. It is your union with the cosmic consciousness. It is your samadhi. The soul is your source manifesting through your human body. So your soul talks through your human body. Completely separated from your ego, your intellect and time. Nothingness and everything. Consciousness far beyond consciousness. It's kind of a unity of consciousness. Beyond all that separation that we invent, beyond that duality that we invent and we live our lives ruled by. Beyond that separation between ourselves, between you and the other ones. It is the one that manifests love through your heart. That's why I think it's so important, and more nowadays, that we live in this of kind of a schizophrenic age, no? Everything is so crazy, really crazy. And you can see this because all the government, I'm not talking about our only government, all the governments in the world, they're going crazy because things are really changing very fast. And people are really tired of being manipulated. So everybody wants to, hey, I'm here, I want to know who I am, and I want to know what I'm supposed to do, and I want to be happy. And if I follow your rules, I will never know who I am, I will never know where I'm standing up, and I will never be happy. And this, I'm going to tell you a little story of my life. I remember my grandmother, Grandma Casabal, very much because I love her very, very dearly. And she was a very old lady, all like this, all curved, all dressed in black. It was funny. A lady that never could adjust to the 20th century. For her, everything was scary, everything was horrible, everything was a sin, everything seemed terrifying. And one could really think that she was kind of locked in that negativity, in that negation, in that everything bad. But we're talking about someone with a very, very old-fashioned mind, too Catholic, too structure, very rigid life. I remember we used to sometimes, we went to the coast, to the ocean, and I was there with my cousins, and they are a big family. I mean a big family, like 10 cousins with their wives and husbands and kids. It was chaotic. And my grandmother was there. One of my cousins, she was very, very tall, a big woman, thin but very big, and she was pregnant. I remember that summer she was pregnant, and she was wearing a bikini. So imagine this 6'10" woman with a big belly and a bikini. For my grandmother, that was like the end of the world. And actually, I found this funny picture that I put here in the video because you had to see that. The difference, no? I have pictures somewhere. I have the pictures of my grandmother going to the beach with a black umbrella and a black dress long till the heel. So imagine, with shoes, leather shoes. They didn't touch the sun. I'm talking about 1910. So you see, what I mean here is like all this energy fields that we all have, they were completely upset. They were not connected. So for her, everything was chaotic. And she didn't know how to fix that because nobody told her how to do that. So now that we really have the opportunity of learning about this, of doing this, you really have to pay attention to this. That's why I say it's so important to read, to learn, to instruct yourself, no? Not as much intellectually, but yes, spirituality, like spiritual learning, like a soully learning. It's fundamental. Open your heart, open your consciousness to new levels of sensitivity. Give space to that manifestation that we all seek. Grow in your intuition, grow in your generosity, grow in your understanding, and more than everything, grow in your unconditional acceptance. I'm not even talking about unconditional love. We talked about that before. I'm talking about unconditional acceptance that I think is very, very important. This is going to lift you up. This is going to change your life. This will make you a better being, a more pure being. And when I say all these bodies, all these codes, all these levels of consciousness are connected, very closely connected. One follows the other and the other one follows back the last one. They never work without each other. So that's why when you work on your spiritual body, trying to understand what you think, what you feel, why do I think like this? What do you think? You will start seeing the effect of this in all the bodies. How are they connected? How can I align my bodies? When you align your bodies, you just go through and nothing scares you, nothing scandalizes you. No bikini or not bikini. Who cares, no? When you are aligned, you think, you say, you feel, you do, you act as one, as a whole, all together. You connect with that purpose, with that cosmic purpose, a lot much higher than your purpose itself. This is being spiritual. This is being enlightened. This is samadhi. You're a conscious creator of your reality. You live who you are. You live what you are. When you do that, everything in your life will start coming together. Everything in your life will be in an equilibrium, coming into place, in balance. Try to reach within. Close your eyes and think, why do I think this? Why do I think that? Why do I react with that? How can I change that? How can I be less upset about how they dress, about how they do this? Who cares? And really, who cares? Think about that. That's a very important phrase, who cares? And you can start answering, myself, I don't care. And when you start doing that, everything, softens. Namaskar, my friends. Here, Devadatta from Dallas. Sunday afternoon, July 30th. Is it July 30th? Yep. Infinite wisdom to all of you. Infinite balance to all of you. Infinite connection between your bodies to all of you.